Hello, Fuzz. Hi, Antics. Hi, Cricket. I thought it was a cold. Um, Luckily enough, I kept myself inside the house yesterday, or the past few days. Um, Navigating with a soda on my chest. Yes. But I did touch about 250 people yesterday, or their money. I have to let everybody know what happened. Um, I thought it was a cold. It acted like a cold to me. I'm almost completely done with it. I've almost got my voice back. I just have these big phlegm spots, right? Papa Cat didn't feel great because he was leaving tomorrow to go visit his mom for a few days. And he got paranoid 'cause he couldn't sleep last night and he should have been exhausted. Um, Woke up this morning. I told him not to wake me up so late, so just so I could get sleep for my cold. And he just stands there and I'm like thinking, did he die? Did he die? And he said, what did he said something? And then he said, um, you need to take a COVID test. This is where programmers. You've got COVID? Yeah. Okay. I think I just have a cold. I mean, it literally went through the whole cold spiral, but it did it really fast. So he brought one to me. I did it right there, and I had it. Hmm. Those are the extent of my cough sound. It's clear. It makes no sense. I don't know how COVID could be like this. So he's downstairs sleeping. I'm upstairs doing this, wondering, should I? Because I'm tired, but it's like, but now I have a reason to go, well, I'm fatigued. I should sit down. You know, you're really not supposed to sit down all day if you've got a cold unless you can't feel anything else. Which was interesting finding out as I got older because I used to go bonkers. I throw off my whole circadian rhythm with a cold. Um, so I'd be wandering around the house at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, be dead asleep at 2 in the afternoon, and then take a week to put it back. And it was like because I had to stay in bed. I didn't understand that. So no, you don't have to stay in bed. I even looked that up again today. So sound is breaking up again? Oh, okay. Cat in the way of chat. Yeah, I was gonna say antics. Try logging out and logging back in because nobody else is cutting out. So COVID is just a cold now. It's like it was when we were kids. If you don't take care of your cold, you'll get pneumonia and die. If you don't take care of your COVID, you get pneumonia and die. A friend of mine's had it 7 times, and he was at work last night. So I was like, let me get a hold of him. He needs to know first. And I was thinking, 7 times? How do you get it 7 times? Because it's just a cold then. So we had Walgreens deliver this morning more tests because, can't go anywhere, can't do anything. I don't think I'd, even with a cold, want to talk to my dad right now. Yes, I have about an hour. About 45 minutes. Time to close uh, the drawer, the cash drawer, to when we leave. So I sat there reading stuff. Um, didn't realize how pretty out of touch I was because just 2 or 3 days and I wasn't paying as much of attention. I've been watching things that are happier. And then so I got to find out all about that stuff last night. And figured my part of the joke story is over because this stuff is so damn furious. Um, Scientology is important, yeah, but what about the country? I didn't realize I'd rather be Chinese right now. Um, Especially when they talk down to us and tell them all the things that's great with their country and things that aren't great with ours, and you feel like, yeah, keep it up. We did it to you guys for ages. So let's see. Cat in chat. Definitely Dr. Seuss. Okay. Hi, Bob. Again. So I can't leave the house for 5 days. Me. He can't leave the house. Wait a minute. See, I know when I got it because it felt like a cold. It's Thursday night. Wednesday night. So I had to call my cousin too. Hi, I give you a necklace and a cold. Um, at least we didn't go on a march last weekend. But Easter is this weekend. I'm not very focused. I'm tired. You want a soup from the Mexican place next door to old Maganos? No, thank you, Rip Guy. Actually, this cold, tomato bases are bothering me. This cold or this COVID's got an indigestion or it's got a digestion thing attached to it. So it's like, ugh. I've been eating mostly uh chicken pieces with like rice and stuff, the HelloFresh stuff that comes today. That isn't coming today because it was going to be a skip week. We have stuff in the house. He was getting stuff ready for me because I don't cook. So he was getting stuff ready for me, that I could just like open up a freezer and eat. So we're going to be fine. Yeah, I bet you want that soup. We should do that. You, me, and Papa Cat, Rib Guy, is go have some tortilla soup there. Ooh. Let's see. Menudo until I was 10, because then I found out what menudo was. Then it was not tortilla soup, but well, Mexican chicken. Chicken soup, matzo ball. Um, I can't remember what the other soup was. Do you know what the other soup was? Oh, hello, Rib Guy. How's Rib Pup? Um, yeah, you can always tell when I am sick because I want a broth-based soup. Uh, if I'm just not feeling good, I'll want my split pea. But onion soup, I love onion soup. Onion soup with beef in it. Because of course, it's the sodium too that makes you drink water. So it's like all of these things that you're not supposed to eat when you're like, well, they're going to push it down your throat when you're sick. I enjoy the Unification Church series, Chicken Soup for the Soul. Korean. Ooh, split pea. Okay, we can't be friends. I won't eat it in front of you. So there was supposed to be a band here last night at the city called The Prodigy. There's only one song of theirs that I know. Um, they had to cancel because supposedly Coachella's running around with this bug, like an intestinal bug. So they played Coachella, I think Saturday. Came up here. I don't even know if they made it up here. So they had to cancel their concert. We were running a tribute room in the back of one of the dance rooms. I do know what to look out for now in real life. White guys in hockey jerseys. I have no clue why there were a ton of them that came through. One of them sincerely picked up on me. He was sober. He sincerely picked up on me. And because he's trying to give me a tip. And why won't you take a tip? And I looked at him and I said, because I'm married to a DJ. And his friends were like, who? And started grabbing him and he's like, she's married to a DJ. She's married to a DJ. And I wanted to go, yeah, and I'm probably old enough to be your grandmother. Dorks. I swear to God. So yes, we knew to keep an eye out for the quote-unquote douches in hockey jerseys. Don't know. Because it got on Reddit. And so when it got on Reddit, it got on and everybody shut up. It was weird. It felt like an anniversary show, which means a lot of people. And just wouldn't stop. It stopped finally. It all stopped probably about midnight. We only got about 20 people from then on. But before that, it was about 300. But I'm tired. And like I said, I thought I was tired just because I'm beat. I'm getting over a cold. Hi, Susan Good Grandma. Have I missed saying hi? Oh, hi, Adam. Let's see. I was talking to Antics. Yeah, we have a pretty good self-contained. And since he hadn't been around me while I was sick, we don't have to worry about being next to each other. I've only had COVID once, as far as I know. Papa Cat's had twice. The first time he had COVID. No, the second time he had COVID, I kept him on the second floor. That's the second and first floor was his. The kitchen area, and then the third floor was mine. And it's like, I don't even think I followed that 8 hours. It's like, I'm not good about being away from Papa Cat if he's in the house. You know, I'm fine if he's gone somewhere, but it's like in the house, no. Just want to sit there and go, how are you doing? Hover. Let's see. That's one way to break a hip, yep. Braggart here, I've never had COVID. Don't jinx yourself, Missy. Don't ever mention it. Because that also bites in the ass. Because if there's another major COVID breakout, you get to take care of your whole family. So it bites. He picked me up or tried to? Who? What? We're doing it again, you guys. Ah! Adam, you are supposed to tell me this. Like on top chat. Hi Don, welcome to the Club Brave Pug. Please be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and turn on the notification bell. I've got COVID, which you know because I texted you. But it's very quiet. I mean, you can tell. It's like I'm coming down from a cold. It's so weird. Oh no, say it ain't so. Our Club Brave Pug with a big C, bummer, yes. I missed beginning. Was Papa Cat's test positive as well? Yes. He actually tested first because he had to go cross country tomorrow. Not anymore. Because he was feeling a little scritchy and he has the COVID test paranoia, and so it's just like, okay. And then woke me up and orange one was still alive and I needed to take a COVID test. Having a sucky morning. So yes, I have it. He's got the beginning. He's got the second or third day in. Yeah, and the only place I can place it would be Club on Monday. I probably got it off of somebody's money because I'm touching money without gloves. I'm an idiot. Yes, I know. I don't like man sweating. It's really weird. I will be in it from now on. I'm only going to be there till the week before the 5th. So, and then the regular check's coming back. I wanted to call in last night because I was beat, and I didn't know if there'd be anybody to cover me. Both of the security guards were like, "Yes." Like, when I know you know me. So technically I might not have been that was day 5, so technically I might not have been contagious, but Eddie was sitting next to me for most of the night. So, didn't get it from me because I was reading 5 days. 5 days from your 0 day. That was Wednesday. So, Wednesday night. Technically I wouldn't be, but I gave it to him, so he was still not in it yet, so. You've had it 2 times. Okay. Hi. I've had to curtail my phone time. I watch on TV mostly now so I can do stuff. Good. That's probably the way we should be anyway, because that phone's bad for our brains. I watch all my YouTube on my TV because I'm usually doing when I'm out and about on my phone. I'm usually busy, and I'm always trying to be very polite with my friends. So I try not to. And you notice here, I don't pick it up unless I have to. Yeah, if I pick up the phone or look at the phone, there's something that I think I need to pay attention to. My dad had a beeper all my life, so it's like just watching him look at his, numbers and then be like, that's not important. I can take away its power by giving it a whimsical name. I call it the Cove. What's the Cove? Oh, the Cove. Is that um the cold microbe with a beanie hat on and he's got a cravat, stuff like that. He could be Cove. Can't dance though. Oh. It's wild how mild it's been. I mean, I know you're miserable, but it doesn't even occur to me that's what could be wrong. I know! That's how normal Dorona has become, I guess, and that's what they said it was going to be with the common cold. They said that, what, in 2022 when they were trying to get people to go, no, it's still out there. It's like, it's going to become the common cold. You're not ever going to get rid of it. And people are like, yeah, whatever. Well, totally, I thought it was a cold. So yes, people, if it comes down and it feels like a cold, but you instantly get snot, check for COVID. That was the only difference, is that I instantly got it. I could clean it up in my throat and my voice. Um, my voice didn't, my voice changed. Doesn't happen that often, but then my voice changed again. I mean, it was like there were different, if you look at the past few days, there were different ways I was speaking. That doesn't happen with a cold. So I'm used to losing my voice, but I'm not used to losing and getting and losing and changing and losing. So that was a different thing. So there are different things. I lost my taste buds at day 2. So yeah, think of it as your cold being thrown on the cold symptoms being thrown on a table and then they're just sort of getting back together and jumping in. That's the difference. It feels like a cold. It seems like a cold. It acts like a cold. It just doesn't act in the cold order. If you have a cold order in your head. Oh God, yes. Antics, how are you? Did a Tesla bite you? I knew something happened, but I didn't know what. Oh. You woman. Hi, Dove. Get COVID. Is it from the one that killed us all, Dawn? At the seasonal flu was full blown what's it, influenza 1928, something like that. Is that it just quieted down into the common cold? Turned one into Lou Rawls. Yes, Adam. I was definitely enjoying myself when I was doing that. My voice popped almost back to normal, probably about midnight. I thought I was going to lose it because I had 200 people, and they all wanted Prodigy. I keep saying prodigy. They all want it. The prodigy. Where is it going to be at? It's a memorial, or not a memorial. It's a tribute. Oh yeah, I know that. They all sounded like it was going to be the band. It's like, no, it's not the band. I don't care how many times you've heard Prince's come here. No, they're not going to sneak in the back door and play for you guys. Um, Friday's in the house. Yes, D is. You forgot Rib Dog Dove. See, Fraud, you have like Dove, you have like me. Everybody says, hi, Foggy. They all say, hi, Fraudy to you too. Tesla F'd you. Were you driving it or did you get hit by it? Well, if you can type it, we can, just give it a type and we can read through it unless you were going to stream later. We're all nosy for a good, you know, accident. That would be a good question, though, wouldn't it, Dawn? If that influenza is related to that super spreader? You figure it would have to be because we haven't had any super flus since like that since then. And that was the thing. I was assuming that COVID was the great population diminisher because that's what they usually do. That's what plagues and all those other things do when the earth um, biologically didn't want us anymore because there are too many of us. So let's give you something to die on, and then we'll work from there again. Hi, good vibes. Thank you, dear. I know, me too. It's like I could swear I could put all of those damn flus back to Black Death and everything else. Um, well, you grew up here, Dawn, too, so you remember the donut shop with the plague. Let somebody ask you about that one once. Took out my mom before it had the name. I'm sorry. A friend of mine came back. He would swear he is patient zero in America. Um, because he came back for something really weird from some Chinese like tech world thing before it all started. And weirdly enough, it got rid of all of the allergies and took care of all of the weird things that were happening because he would have some maybe the anxiety center in his body or something, but he is completely cured of all of the psychosis and all of the allergies he's ever had. The one guy. And the thing is, he didn't know. He didn't even realize it. He goes, I didn't even realize what the hell was going on for a year. Because I was like, why didn't you become a test subject? And he's like, I didn't think that it was me. It's like he was too busy being sick for a while. And then we finally came back to like reading, news, which was separate back then. He was like, holy crap. Yeah. My friend had it in November, December of 19. It was a month or two before everybody else. Before anybody else, actually. Um, so they had really no idea what they were dealing with. So they just treated him like a flu patient or whatever patient. But yeah, he's the best thing ever happened to him. I'm like, you don't repeat that, do you? And he goes, no, of course not. So let's see. I'm really sick and weak and don't feel like typing at all, just going to lurk. Okay. Yeah, just wave your antlers at us and go, no. That's the way to do it, Antics. I'm sorry we asked. We should have known better. I could have, but we have more advanced science to combat it. Well, that and we had a president saying it didn't exist. Does anybody know anybody who would have the stats on how many people drank bleach? Anybody have a connection? It's like that's what I miss from the heavy duty tech days. You know where to find this. Oh yeah, I'll go find it. I'll let you know in a couple weeks. So it's just like the way they run things now, it's like you can hide it. Um, because it also would have helped to know possibly how many people and how many would do something that outrageous because the president said so. Yes, please be sure to hit the like button. I'm not sorry for you two. I'm sorry. I have a feeling of sorry that is not necessarily a pandering sorry, but I know with your week, because it comes and goes for the past few days, it's like you can do your own sorry for yourself, right? I know, dear, don't worry. I hope you're having fun with your box. Ooh, that sounded weird. Writing box. Writing desk. You met people that took, oh, you're a nurse, yes, that took the pet dewormer. Some even tried to demand it at the hospital. Did they die? See, I don't even, those things I just look at and go, I've never heard it spoken with a human before, so I'm not even going to go see what it would do. It's like I don't have any interest in car accidents. So that's why it's like, yeah, I'm not interested in that car accident. I can go waste my time going through finding out why eagles molt, okay? Hold your beer, watch this. No, just chill. We love you. Shut up. Adam said that did sound weird. Shut up. Hey, maybe I'll remember to do that since now I understand why I was talking the way I did on Saturday. I was whacked out. I thought it was my medication. No, that was COVID. Writing slope and I love it. Good. Good. I'm glad you do. You're welcome, dear. I'm glad I gave it to somebody who could really appreciate it and fix it. To me, that's half the fun. Oh, I have something you can fix. And then you can keep. Cool. I love doing that. Ah. Two people died from their aquarium stuff trying to get rid of COVID. It was so weird. We cheated, helping one friend die and then thinking we were gonna renovate the house that my dad gave me. We didn't see a lot of it. But yeah, I'd occasionally hear things like um the dewormer and what was the other one? Where is it? Aquarium stuff and bleach. No. One of my cousins told me he took it and we got into the wicked argument at his parents' house. We didn't speak again for a year. I don't blame you. Why didn't he ask you? I know why. Because there's a he in there. I bet you if you would have been a neurosurgeon, he would have taken it and then told you. Because, man, oh my God. So yeah, no, weirdly enough, I haven't been really paying attention in 2 days. I tried last night because I had nothing better to do. I was sitting there by the front podium and I just didn't get on uh my computer last night, so I was on my phone reading about these solar flares that are coming here. or solar ejections. I swear, ejections. Um, that should be here tomorrow, late tomorrow, early Thursday. All they're gonna do is make a pretty aurora borealis. It's not gonna cause shenanigans. So it was really fun. I forgot of Twitter in the old days when you get freaking, scientists and teenagers and everybody in the middle talking about something. La, 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 la. Okay, go for it, Cricket. You want to cuss? Go for it. It's after 5 minutes. You want to bitch and moan? Do it, babe. I'm gonna have to head out to take the kid to the much needed therapy catch-all later. Ciao, Don. See you later. Yes, Cricket. Just. So yeah, I'm on the way home. I'm bummed out. I'm going, how am I going to go to sleep? Because this is supposed to be an Ellaville night and I had to take an Ambien instead. Um, and I start giggling and I guffaw, I giggle, I laugh. And then the last one I just bent right back down. I said, I'm going to have to read these to you. And so the first guy was explaining the ejections that were caught by Gong, Gong, um, and that they're headed towards us. And so, of course, Gong, great name, right? And then somebody, and the original one had to be some kind of scientist. He just put it out perfectly. Geo oscillating something something, and somebody else comes in after that going, I like Gong better. And so it sort of heads downhill from there because it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Actually, it was 2:30 in the morning, and there are people who are awake. So at one point, somebody goes, talk to me like I'm 5 and tell me what's going on. And so a professor comes on and he explains it, was it the sun burped and it will reach the earth uh, by Wednesday night or Thursday morning and cause shenanigans. Then another scientist comes and goes, I don't think it'll cause that. I think it's more like a really light burp and I don't think there'll be shenanigans. So this whole feed just keeps going. I'm having so much fun. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot when smart people were funny. And someone's like, but what about the flat earthers? Someone else is like, they aren't awake at night. They're not going to know. That's what I miss from Twitter. I found it on Blue Sky. I keep calling it Blue Ski. I've got to stop that. Ah. Yes. Remember who told all those lies, hurt all those people, and insisted on being driven around in full-blown COVID in that tight frickin' vehicle with his Secret Service people around him. We should have known that if he didn't die that night, he was never going to die. So, yes, we're going to have 2 solar ejections reach here in about I just keep remembering it as Wednesday, Thursday morning. Wednesday night, Thursday morning. So, and all it's going to do is give us pretty aurora borealis. But it is a big one we haven't had since 1987. So, of course, somebody was like, can it just take out technology? Someone else, funny. The funny ones and then the serious ones. Can it just take out technology? Well, to take out technology, you'd have to take out us. Would that really be so bad? We're not going to be that lucky. Flat Earth requires every sailor ever keeping a secret. That's not been my experience. Well, I want to know how you can get from California to London if the earth is flat, but you're going like this. Because you can see it being round. It's 2025. And science is the devil. Still. I don't think science is the devil in China. And I think by all of those people who are putting up all of those websites now, because now you can buy a work-in from China and they'll get it over here. Which I'm sure they're doing it as they're selling their work-ins for whatever the price is, plus 10%. And then they'll call that the tariff, and then it gets sent to us. So, yes, you can have a beautiful Birkin without, no, it probably has all of those. You should see, I took my Birkin to work tomorrow, last night. It was fun. I did always want one for one reason, and now I remember why, because it's a great tote bag that closes. I had my 12-inch computer. I had one of my journals in there. I had my beast um batteries in it, cords, makeup, everything, and it was like, and you could reach it all. I did know I wanted one, and I didn't think I wanted one just because it cost $50,000. No, I wanted one because it holds everything great. And when those things go crashing through the floor, I'm gonna go find me some black sparkly ones. Ah. What? Flat earthers will believe anything. Yep. I don't think any flat earther actually believes it. They want attention. Yeah. You fly west to get to Japan from Seattle, and you fly east to get to Europe from NYC. Do people not think? Do people not think? I just got confused. Ah, I just don't understand how the world could be like this. I mean, is it a rectangle or is it got the little spikes? Because it's got to go like this. So yeah, which weirdly enough might help me with the clothes, since all the clothes is made in China too. So even the good clothes is made in China, so I can go buy the good clothes made in China and spend probably a tenth of what would I have to spend for a wardrobe because I wanted to get good clothes, which basically meant I wanted full full thread, wool, cotton, linen. I didn't want any plastics in it, basically. Um, which would be super expensive in 2 more months. So, be like, I'd have to replace my wardrobe like one piece every month. So, of course, they're saying, it's all made here. It's all made here. Um, so I can go hunting because there are websites popping up now besides Alibaba and Made in China. I think it's the two that have been, you know, that people were making fun of other people that were getting purses from. They're made with the same materials. They're not made with the same add-ons that they do in the country that it's supposed to be from. So instead of a solid brass clip, it's probably just a brass clip, or yeah, it's a lighter one. So instead of the ones that weigh like 10 tons, it weighs like an ounce. They're lying, or they're actually stupid. I think with my experience of the masses, the latter. Ooh, you've been around I've never been around a real flat earther in my life. I like to imagine the edge surrounded by velvet curtains and rhinestones. when you reach the end, it's like a dog gate height. The inside is silver. Not that anybody'd see the other side. The other side's like a burgundy velvet, and you've got tassels hanging down on the silver side, and the tassels have rhinestones on them. I like that idea. Had normals for us last night. They love the hair, they love the nails. One chick just was like, "I like your style." And I'm like, "Thank you." I had my leather velvet blazer on and a um all satin uh black button up and the necklace I had on yesterday in my hair. And so it was like, oh, there goes getting my hair cut or growing my hair out again. So maybe this long, I want to put it in ponytails. Rhinestone tassels. Yep, yep, yep. That's what I miss. I actually grew up with red velvet curtains in the living room. It's my mom's thing. She had a red wool carpet and red, I would assume silk velvet curtains in the living room. So yeah, I grew up in the curtain world. And then when I was a teenager, I had Holly Hobby curtains in mine. Um, but now I just have shears all over the place. I need to take out I have Hello Kitty shears, but they're too big for um, the windows, but they were so stupidly expensive and not the right size that I got the size that I could double trim and sew. So and I have Hello Kitty pullbacks too, that you pull if you're back to. So those will be getting put in when I can freaking do things again. I think the one thing that's bugged me is I don't want the long COVID to set in again. I hope I don't get another episode. I feel it a little bit today, and that's why I'm sort of like, "Grr," because it feels, but I'm hoping that it's because it was a ton of people last night. So, gotta run to spend time with hubby. Cricket, you good? Yes, go spend time with hubby, Carrie Ann. I'll miss you. I think you should make Baba get some fudge. Yes. Kay, your hubby is a fortunate man. No, no, I was thinking, it's like, in a way, I'm glad I was gonna go deliver a tin um tin egg. It's from C's. It has a picture of an egg on it and it has stuff on the inside. Thank God I didn't because the person I was gonna give it to was for her daughter who's well 4 and her grandmother lives with her who's 83 and from Romania. That's how I'm gonna be hiding in my closet. I forgot. That's who I may be hiding in on the bottom floor is my friend's grandmother. She brought her here to visit. She's originally from Romania. She brought her here to visit. She realized she wanted to go home, and then she realized that was a dumb idea. I want to go back out. So she came back out here. And I guess she could be on not an au pair, not a work from home, but it's like needed childcare because she's in good condition, so age doesn't matter. So it's like a relative child care thing or something. And my friend who was born in Romania, but grew up here. So her mother lives here too, and her brother was born here. So it gets more and more complicated since we're all thinking about deporting people who were born here. I will. Hopefully he's watching. I don't have a bish in here. because I could yell from this bish. I yell from my bish in my room to the one in the kitchen today because uh I wanted breakfast. He was making me coffee and then asked me if I wanted my Wegovy, and I'm like yes. And then I was like, can I have a waffle with peanut butter and jelly? I should have realized it wasn't a cold yesterday when I didn't eat until 6. I thought it was just the Wegovy. Make a list of what happened. I did send a list of what I could remember to my manicurist because she needs to. Last thing she'd wanted is to go around her office. So, because I told her, I said, it didn't feel like a cold. That's why I only waited until today to cancel. And then she was like, so what were the symptoms and what they feel like? And so I told her everything. And she's like, thank you. And I know it's because um, he doesn't want to, she's probably going to cover herself up in a Tyvek suit. But the last thing you want right before Easter are cooties running around. I'm glad I didn't go last week because it had been day 0. So, another one of my fake bags. This came in a tote bag that I gave to a friend of mine because we call it, her real one was actually, she was mugged. So I found another one like this, like hers, gave her that, but kept this. And see, it's even got the, like, names on it and everything. So I'm using it as a pen case because the one thing the pen cases don't have are straps. And it's nice to be able to hold a pen case with a strap when you don't want something like this that could hold 50 pens, and you only want something to hold 10 pens. So I know I'm not making much sense today, but I want to put in my hour. Can we do Port Orange Balloon? I am. He hasn't gotten the right people mad. All I can tell. He hasn't gotten the right people mad. Yeah, Russia would be the only country that takes him. And now I am more afraid of wind up being Russian than anything else. I want to be Chinese. I'm done. As the Chinese say, they've been around for 2,000 years. We've been around for 200. If any country is going to get us in the freaking, dice game, I hope it's China. Probably leave us alone. Have better things to do. Those condos in Rincon Tower have not resold. Chinese bought a lot of condos in San Francisco. A lot. And the joke is when the government went bad, they will run to their condos. Well, the government got better. And they said you couldn't buy anything out of the country anymore. So they were supposed to have sold all of those. It's what we used to hear about because somebody was always complaining somewhere that those condos should be bought by people who are going to live in them or rent them or blah 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 blah. Because it was the Chinese. We were driving in the club last night. The same amount of lights are still there, missing. So it's like, did they sell them to their Chinese relatives, like in some kind of proxy estate or something? Or did they just keep them and China said eventually we're going to wind up with the US, so hey. Hi, Kathy Scoggins. I never get it right. I have COVID, so be nice. Whose bitch have you had a packed a bag? Versus, yes. Yeah, the brain's a brain. So yeah, keeping up. At least I'm on live chat. Now, if I could only remember to make when I'm a permanent member, then my brain would still be working. But we thought about this while I was in sickness. So Ooh, that sounds neat. And I'm putting my mind around a Pomsky. I think if I got a husky, it would eventually try to kill Papa Cat just because it had nothing better to do because they're huskies. So I'm thinking of a Pomsky, maybe in a month or two. Go hunting around and seeing what the um, unofficial return of, oh my God, this thing is a beast to wherever they're being. Because think about it. It's a Pomsky. You'd swear it was a Chihuahua. And then it's got a Husky built in. So it's this little bitty dog that has an 80-pound dog in it. People are expecting Chihuahuas, even Poms. But there's a Husky in there too. I'd have a blast. And by then I'll be able to get one of the vintage Louis carriers that were real luggage that the real people with money are going to go, you're not catching me dead with this, but I've been taking care of it for so long that I'll find one somewhere and it'll be in perfect condition. And my bougie butt will have one. Oh, peasants. I can't believe he called them peasants. There's drinking the Kool-Aid, but there's just licking it out of the container. How do you think anybody would call somebody like that that was connected to, Western peasants? It's such a weird thing to just hang on to. Got a lot of dust in this room. Peasants. Does anybody get peasants? Does anybody like? Do they really expect them to be in their communist outfits? Uh, crouching over a. Um, are they expecting the last episode of The Last Emperor? Okay. Maybe it's time to buy that Mal book and see where they have come from in the past 100 years. I'm just dumbfounded. That's the thing. I am just dumbfounded. Rebasing the Kool-Aid. Yes, yeah. Oh, totally. I know. Kool-Aid, Jim Jones, Hitler, Nazis, they're all gone. I don't have any kind of response to them anymore, which sucks. There is one word, I can't remember it right now, because Papa Cat said something, and I said, no, I don't want to desensitize that word. So that's good. I don't remember it. But yeah, those words have been desensitized. I hadn't said Hitler in 20 years. Oh my God. Because of, Godwin's Law. So it's just so strange. No eyeliner. Oh, eyeliner guy called Chinese people peasants. Does he know that his makeup comes from China? That's another one of those things. The purses, the shoes. Someone was complaining that their um was it the plastic slides, his Gucci plastic slides, cost 25 cents to make, and he paid $400 for them. Um, and he was even like, I've got 15 pairs. He was not amused. Could have probably told you that one though. Um, you know what the weird thing is though? We might actually be able to go to China and see the real all of the panda bears in all of the panda sanctuaries instead of just an elite group of Americans. You know, special passport this and special passport that. We're not after anything in China. We want to go see the pandas. Hun, we're a descendant of every kind of peasant. That's the thing. I'm freaking. I came over across the land bridge. Lord knows there was no hierarchy in my world. Weren't you here before? I thought you were here before, Clark. Should call you Cass. But yeah, wouldn't that be ironic? Because you can go to China right now for, was it 270 hours tax free. So you'll buy stuff because they're smart. Sometimes I'm thinking that not anybody else in this world would have been smart enough to go, fine, tariff us. It's our country. We can do whatever we want. So basically, Trump would have to tell us that we can't go into Canada, can't go into China. Ooh, maybe I want to go to China. That'd be cool. Because they also have all those the fake paintings up in one of the provinces. All the ones that have fooled a couple of real museums. Um, oh God, I wouldn't be surprised if he's showing his face again. I gotta go look all this stuff up. Um, you know, that would it would be so much fun. Because I have noticed that the people like that, the last thing they want are people like us to be able to look like their lifestyle. So if he's sitting there with bronze statues of himself, but it came from China, do you know how many people would be making bronze statues of him to put on street corners with like a mask and his shorts down? Wouldn't that be cool? Um, There's also the ones I saw last night of the maggots surrounding Tesla dealerships to keep the vandalizers and thieves away. There are pictures of a Tesla dealership, or someone's driving by a Tesla dealership, and all these F-150s with all these flags and these people down the length of the Tesla dealership. And somebody asks, do you think you'd ever see a day of a beer swigging, full gas, huge truck with Trump and don't tread on me in front of an EV dealership trying to save it from some guy who's not from this country? And you think, how do we convince these people? That is my latest thing. How do we not even convince them? How do we get the seed of doubt in their head? How do we get the seed of doubt? It's all it needs to be. Just in passing, just to overhear us, something that just, everybody's not stupid. They're ignorant. It's a difference. Ignorance is worse than stupidity would ever have been. But ignorance is curable if you can do it. Yes, I was saying this last night. Yes, I am in a bubble. I am in the Bay Area. I have lived here all my life. I have no real experiences longer than a week anywhere else in this world. Something, I truly believe, something, and I don't even on global scale, one person. Hey, dude, you know that tire's taller than your kid. Something like that. Just something that makes him go, "Arr." And all it takes is that. And then things can start rolling. And then he finds him sort of talking about things. And you hope you got the seed of doubt into the strong willed one in the pack. because then it'll be, no, 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 come on, let's try this. Let's talk about this. Or, dude, let's go get drunk and, whatever. That's also one of the things, is getting the lead fly in the group and get something in his ear, in his way, in his line of sight, something that could eventually make sense. It's not hard. You know what you're doing. It's tremendously hard for the rest of the world like us, yes. You're the guys that couldn't hack it in Siberia, huh? Yes. No, we came to Alaska and then covered ourselves in tons of furs and told you guys, go on, go hang out with the Mongol. It only takes money to fake a painting. Yep. I can't even remember where I saw that. It had to be one of the Polish guys ones. Because I was watching a whole bunch of like fake painting documentaries for a while. Um, my wife says the biggest Chinese antique in the house is me. You sit around the house in a formal dress also? I mean religious dress, not prom dress. You have her rub your belly? Oh, what's the matter, Cricket? Everybody knows Musk is really in charge. No, I don't even think Musk is in charge anymore. I think he screwed that up by showing up at the cabinet meeting on Friday. He wasn't supposed to be there. He barged himself in. So one barge in, uh, Trump doesn't run anything. They put it into Master's ear that he wasn't respecting your boundaries. And within a week, he'll be gone. Within 2 weeks, he won't exist. I don't mean himself. I mean him in the cabinet won't exist. And by week 4, if we make it, everybody will start coming back. The FDA is wanting to. This is a weird one. The FDA is wanting people to come back on a voluntary basis because they don't have enough people to inspect stores. I'm not sure if it's a store as in a store of wheat or a store as a grocery store, or a store as in a bodega. It was the headline I read. It was legitimate, but what was I doing? I got distracted by the color of a piece of fabric. Yeah, at least I admit that I'm flighty and just all over the place and not pretend that I knew what I was talking about 24/7. Nobody can do that. If they are alone in a room, who has the power? Trump. Because if they were alone in a room, Elon would fold in a hot second. There is a reason why he doesn't conduct his business around a lot of people. Trump is a salesman. Elon was wily. Okay, here's the gist of it. I swam in a sewage spill and have monozymus revenge, but also have a sinus infection, sinus headache. Then today pushed myself out to go for a walk anyway, but had a good. Okay, you can stop right there, sweetie. Okay, we understand. Your body is just not amused right now. We get it. Oh, this is what I love about nature. Nothing beats a kid dropping into the sewer and always thinking they're never going to get sick. Ah, I'm sorry, antics. Oh, you poor thing. Wrap yourself up in a little blankie and watch goofy television. Tesla truck behind me with its horrible lights. It gave me 5 big seizures. Plus, we had an earthquake. Have you told Tesla and um a government agency, look it up. Because we're not supposed to have anything like that on the road that will cause seizures. You definitely
Call Tesla. When you feel better, call your local news station who talks about the Cybertrucks the most, so there'll always be one, and ask them, what federal agency should you get a hold of since there aren't any anymore? So work it. And then sue Tesla's ass because one of those could have killed you. When you're suing for something like that, they will pay your lawyer. That's why lawyers take pro bono cases like that, because they know they're going to win or they know they're going to at least make their fee. So see if you can find a lawyer that who'll take it pro bono. That's just crazy. Sometimes I worry about them because I don't get seizures or something like that, but there have been times that I could see those things, some certain LED light somewhere, and I'm like, on a car. Someone had a car, it was doing something on their back plate that usually only lasts for a day because the cop will find it. It's gone. But it just made me go, ooh, might that cause a seizure? Um, 'Cause if I remember right, that's what got rid of those. There used to be a bar. I saw them in a club. There'd be a bar like about this tall, and if you turned your eyes, it was like, say, pink. But if you moved your eyes away from it, it said something or made something. They were in for a few years and they disappeared. All I could figure is they were causing seizures. Despite all of that, I'm having an amazing week. Good. I don't have the energy for all of that. I know. Amazing week because your heart is so full. Why is your heart so full? Now resents Tesla more. Don't F with antics, damn it. Yes. Ah. So, why is your heart so full, antics? Papa Cat's talking to somebody. Enlightening someone. I hadn't told my brother he was coming here. I could tell him the day before. So, luckily enough, I didn't have to cancel that. Yeah, I would have just called my brother and go, "You're spending the night, blah, blah, blah." And he'd be like, "Okay." Big hugs, antics. And I'm at 108. Now I can go downstairs and relax for a moment. I'm tired. It's very weird. I didn't want to clear anything up because that's just gross. Okay, guys. So I will see you tomorrow because obviously I won't have a voice for old Tifa tonight. Um, I was riled up enough last night that I probably would have done something on the way home. See? So give me a thumbs up. Give me a subscription. Give me a membership. And keep the rest of your money because he's not giving the relief money to anybody. I will see you tomorrow since I'll be in here for at least another week. Good antics that you're making progress. Yay. You have a budding relationship. Ooh. You totally have to come on tomorrow and tell me. Have a good night, you all. Keep an eye out for your COVID. You think it's a cold? Get a test. Ciao, Bellas.